Hey folks, we're doing a quick review of Idle Champions. Um, this is to give those who have never played this game before a little bit of information. I've played this game maybe for 2 weeks or so, so I'm definitely not a pro. But I've learned a little bit since I started this. You're going to start off with, I guess, what's called the general campaign. Unlike a lot of idle games, you're going to find this has a little different feel. You'll see what I mean in a moment. You're going to click on the Neverwinter Wood. You're going to start with the Cursed Farmer. That's a free play. Pay no attention to the difficulty here. That's going to not be easy for start off. It's going to go up as you earn more of the Torms Favor. Let's just start with the Cursed Farmer, and I'll show you what I mean here. Enemies are gonna start walking from the right side of the screen towards you, and you're gonna earn gold. As you earn that gold, you're gonna be able to upgrade your click damage or your heroes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by, well, I'll show you one of the first heroes you get is gonna be Bruenor. Let me give this a little start first. I'm gonna put a couple of auto clickers on here. Turn the auto progress off, and I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, so to give you an idea, Bruenor, if you click on the little magnifying glass in the corner there, you'll see his character sheet. And true to Dungeons and Dragons, you have your strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and your total ability score, and your gear that you have equipped. Now that's going to change because when you first start, you're not going to have any gear. I've gotten several chests, so I've gotten some gear. So pay no attention to the specific numbers that you'll see on the screen. What's going to be important to you as a new player is that the class. They're a fighter and their role. Mostly their role and their alignment is going to be most important because Bruenor, the support. He's not going to be your main DPS, but he wants to be nearby other champions. So I'm going to place him in the second row. Your next character is going to be Celeste, and she is a healer slash support. She's lawful good cleric, so she's going to be doing your healing for you, for your group. The next one you're going to unlock here is going to be what I call your tank, your main tank. Nayeli is going to be your main tank for a long time when you start this game until you get another one. So I always place her right in the front, because your cleric, as Celeste gains levels, she's going to start helping those around her. Bruenor is going to help those in the same column. You'll see this in descriptions of abilities as you unlock them. The next character you're going to get is going to be Jarlaxle. He's going to be your main DPS. Also will help you to gain gold. So the way this game is set up, you really only want to focus on having one DPS at a time. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to put Jarlaxle next to Bruenor so they can kind of work on each other. As they level up, you'll see their abilities grow. Let me put this on 1 because you're going to start with it on 1. You click on this blue thing, it'll change it to where you will go up 10 levels at a time, 25 levels at a time, 100 levels at a time, and then up to your next upgrade. And your upgrade is going to be this here. Down here, as I upgrade Bruenor, you see that his little meter goes up. That's measuring up to the next upgrade, and when you get there, it's going to highlight. Now you can keep leveling up, but you still have an upgrade, which is kind of like a little a change in his abilities. And this last one increased his damage that he did. And as we level up again, you'll see it happen again. We get to level 10. And it unlocks at level 10, Inspired. Increases the damage by 100% for each adjacent champion. So as you see, adjacent are going to be these 3, so his damage has gone up again. So we go ahead and click on that. We're going to do that same thing with Celeste. As soon as we get to level 10, it'll increase the damage of all champions by 100%. So these are going to be things that I usually will go ahead and just go to the next level. Sometimes it's at 5, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's 20. Depends on how many levels away to that next upgrade. So what I normally do is I'll set that to the upgrade. Let's continue on. Don't want to make this video too long. Your next character is going to be Calliope. She's going to be your healing / support. I like to call her more support, just because she does kind of inspire those in front of her to do more damage. So for now, I place her up here. When I get later in game, I'll like to put her in the back, so I have 2 damage here, and she'll help those to do more damage. That's just my own personal thing. Now, when you start this game, you're going to get to the point where it'll give you a familiar, mage hand familiar, or you'll choose one. I chose the baby Guinevere just because I like the little kitty. But you'll eventually get to the point where you will have 3, and this is without spending any money on the game at all. I did spend some gems for this latest one, only because I wanted more familiars, and I had earned the gems by doing these quests. So I'll put 2 here, and I'll put 1 here on the click damage, and it'll click every once in a while for you as it goes. You'll get more powerful in your click, which therefore will be reflected in the damage they do. This is basically what you're going to be doing in the game, pretty much the whole time. There are going to be moments where you're going to need to go to the next chapter, or you're going to have a goal of getting to a particular point. Torms Favor is the next important thing you're going to want to pay attention to. You get Torms Favor as you go farther and farther and farther along in these levels. And the reason I mention that is the more Torms Favor you have, the more gold you collect on your next quest. It kind of acts as a bonus for you. I didn't understand a lot of this at first, so I just kind of thought it was like do adventure A and then do adventure B and then do adventure C, and not quite. Sometimes you need to go back and do adventure A again or adventure B again. In this particular instance, this is one of those free plays. I'll go back to the main and you'll see what I mean. I'm going to complete this. You can stop these free plays at any time. Skip that, pay no attention to those numbers. When I click on Neverwinter, you'll see the free play here. Are You Chicken, Bad Cow Disease, and Contagious Curse are considered to be variants of the Cursed Farmer. You'll notice that there's little red marks there. You're not going to be able to place characters there, so it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. Each one of these is going to have slightly different requirements and objectives and restrictions. So when you first start, you're going to be able to play the Cursed Farmer or the Mad Wizard, and I think Beast Intentions also will be completely unlocked for you to play. And they're all basically going to be pretty simple. You're going to work on building up this favor, and as you do that, it's going to increase the damage of your champions. The gold you collect will therefore, make your champions more powerful. As you collect more gear and whatnot, these variants will get easier. I wouldn't recommend doing them when they say fair. Wait until they say easy. Sometimes even when it says easy, it's not exactly easy. It's kind of close to it, but not quite easy. I've done these free plays so many times that I've gotten these to an easy level, and I've completed those. So you see the little green check marks next to them. I have not completed the Contagious Curse. You can see that one's completed. That one is not. I will need to do that at some point in order to continue along in the story. In this area, the story will continue to unlock as you go. Escort to Waterdeep is my next quest area that I'm going to. But I need to keep repeating Beast Intentions or the Mad Wizard or the Cursed Farmer in order to get more of this Torms Favor. I highly recommend, as a new player, you'll need to redo, say, like the Mad Wizard up until level 100 or level 50. Get as far as you can and then restart it. That'll help to continue to build your Torms Favor. It'll help to build the gems you have, and therefore, as you build gems, you'll be able to unlock extra familiars, which I did with that third one.
Midsummer is an event going on right now, so that one's going to change. Tomb of Annihilation, Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, all of these are regular chapters of the game that will not go away. They are going to be permanent and they continue to grow. I think all of Waterdeep has been released. Baldur's Gate, I think, is almost all there. Icewind Dale and the others are still coming out. I think Light of Xerxes is this is a brand new one, so I don't know anything about it other than there's just a few chapters available in it. So I wouldn't worry too much about that until you've done this enough times. There is a story that goes with it. Enjoy it, play along with it. These little guidelines are the trail where your party has gone or is going. And you get to see different areas of the map as you click on it. It's pretty cool. It's very much Dungeons and Dragons y, just because of the character sheets and whatnot. But I highly recommend that you're going to start in the Grand Tour of the Sword Coast right here on the city. Click on that. Start with like the Mad Wizard. Start that objective. You're going to do those several times before the little variants will unlock. The first thing I do is I'll set my familiars. Happened here. There we go. I thought we had a little freeze. And then I'll put a little clicker there. And at this point, this is like set it and forget it. You're done. You can walk away and come back 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour later, see how far it's gotten. You'll get to a certain point where the difficulty of the enemies and the levels here, as you go farther, the areas will get more and more difficult. I highly recommend that when you get to a certain point where you're finding that the more gold you're spending on either your clicker or the higher levels you're making your heroes, you'll notice that they're just not doing the damage like they used to. You're going to reach what is called the wall. At that point, at your best to complete the adventure, go back, start over, do this, rinse, repeat. That is pretty much it. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm. I'm really enjoying the game. I'll probably keep coming back to this, especially since I can run it in idle in the background. There are just a couple of settings I would recommend to new players. When you get in, I've got it skipping the cinematics. You'll want to read those as you go along. So it's going to start here on normal. Leave it there. But I've got it on the fastest just because I'm tired of seeing the same story as I run through these multiple times. Something you are going to want to do is always auto progress when offline. I think that is auto ticked when you start the game. Your sound, you're going to need to change your sound to your personal preference. My interface, I do have the damage when it's showing up here as average DPS and the effect description as advanced. And your scientific notation, I highly recommend you use that when it's showing you the gold that you have or the gold that you need to spend to upgrade your heroes. Eventually it's going to get to the point where you're beyond millions and billions, and it's going to start using letters and you may get confused. So to start off early on, start using scientific notation. It's just going to make it easier to keep track of how much it's going to cost you for whatever. Your display settings, you will naturally need to adjust that. I normally don't have it set on full screen just so I can like minimize it and do other stuff. And your graphics and your language are going to be, a matter of personal your own personal preference. And if you save and quit at this point where they're still adventuring, they will continue to adventure while you're offline, but they will progress faster if the game is actually running. So you can minimize it, leave it running. You'll make more progress that way. That's it. As you go along, you unlock more characters. This one here, Piracy. Again, I usually place her next to the side of my team here until I get more. But now that I have enough for Ashara, is going to be another very good DPS. I kind of prefer when I'm just farming for gold to use Jarlaxle, but if I'm going for like the highest level I can get to, I will use Ashara as my main DPS, and Jarlaxle is going to be kind of a backside, a second tank or a second DPS kind of person. There's going to be another you'll unlock that's going to say tank on it. Stick with Nayeli as your main tank. That's going to be the best advice I can give you. You really can't have a second tank or a second DPS, although they all kind of contribute to the DPS. The next one you're going to unlock is Minsc. There are, I think, 12 total heroes, so you'll get to a point where you'll have every one of these spots filled, and then you'll have like 2 more heroes that you can choose to swap out. And as you progress also, you'll get to a point where you will unlock other characters. Like in this slot, you can place Valentine instead. And Valentine is support, sorcerer, gives you more gold. I don't know much about Valentine. I just got her, so I'm going to swap back to Calliope. Just because I know Calliope can do some healing and has some good support in helping increase the damage of those in front of her. So I'm going to stick with her. There we go. Give them all a little bit more levels so they can do a little bit more damage. In the meantime, the auto clicker is improving my click damage. Just swap out here. And we'll leave her here for now until I unlock the other heroes. But that's it. Pay no attention to the gear down here. You will get gear. The gear will automatically fill up as you open up chests. I will put a link in the description below because there are chests that you can open. Just click on this and there will be a code that you can type in and hit unlock, and it will automatically give you that test for the code that you have typed in. There is a link in the description giving you chests. Now I have gotten several chests and I have not opened a lot because I have not unlocked Strix. I have a gold Strix chest. I'm holding on to it until I unlock that character, because if you open that chest before you have unlocked the character, from my understanding, you don't get it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, and I'd rather not take a chance. So I have a lot of chests for specific characters. When you get like Electrum chests, I also recommend hold on to those until you have unlocked more champions. You will get silver and gold chests that aren't specific to a particular character. You may go ahead and open those. I don't have any regular silver chests or any regular gold chests, but I would open the silver ones first and then the gold ones. If you follow the link that I'm going to give you, you will get a ton of both silver and gold chests. Not as many gold chests as you do silver, but I would definitely open all those silver chests and then open up your gold chests. As you open them, you will get gear for these heroes, and therefore making your life a little bit easier. I'm just going to let this autoplay until it gets to level 50, and then I'll rinse and repeat. And that's the best strategy I can give you for gem farming, because you're going to need gems in the shop. You can see I have 6,903, and they obviously want you to spend money on this game, but I have not spent money on this game. I very rarely spend money on any games. I am just that kind of person. You can buy gold chests or silver chests. I know some players will play it and they will farm gems just so they can buy silver and gold chests. Don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to just save up my coins for whatever, whenever. These are just some of the packs that you can buy and what the cost of them is. Again, I don't know anything about the champions and whether or not it's a good idea to do any of that. There are a lot of YouTube videos out there, and one of the nicer things is as you're playing, it'll randomly pop up a little notification here and let you know if one of the developers, I think one of them is, and I think there's a couple others that regularly stream on Twitch, and you can watch their stream and you will get codes that you can use to unlock chests. It'll be in the chat. You just copy, paste it, and unlock it, and you got yourself another chest just for watching a stream on Twitch, which is pretty cool. Mine don't have that. I'm not a affiliate or associated with it at all. This is just my basic rundown of what I've experienced with the game. I really like it. The blessings, they help you as you go along. Torms Favor is the first one. There's different deities that you get blessings from as you work in different areas, and you'll unlock those as you go along. But Torms is the first one, and one does not pass on to the next area. So remember that. Except for like this last one here. Like this one increases the damage of all champions by 50%. When you get that, it's only going to be in the Sword Coast. This one is going to apply to all champions, and I think it's going to carry over to all areas. Also, when you go to upgrade, you'll notice the different costs. If you go to click on something, there it goes, just upgraded. When you get to a certain point where it wants to use up too much of your favor, you will get a notification saying, hey, are you sure you want to spend that much? Be careful to balance how you spend favor on blessings. Blessings provide powerful bonuses. Unspent favor greatly increases your gold find. Spending too much favor can greatly reduce your rate of progress. When you get this notice, you definitely want to say nope. Nope, nope, nope. That is something I have been told by multiple people that know this game well. Don't do that. You don't want to use up that favor. You want to place that DPS up closer. Your next one that you're going to unlock is a really good DPS, Delina. We all love her. Thing is that she's a sorcerer. Her abilities change as she goes. It kind of increases in strength and then decreases in strength and comes in waves. And there's also an ability of hers that leaves a dot. But all this is much more detailed than I intended to go into. But like I said, you'll get another 2 more before you're filled here, and then 2 more at the end that you won't have space for, but if you want to swap them out, you can grab them from here and just drag them out and drop them into the place you want once you get the extra 2. Otherwise, if you have an open spot, it'll drop them into a spot. So that's it. All right, thanks for watching. If you like it, or if you have any tips for new players, feel free to leave a comment down below. And this has been my review of Dungeons and Dragons Idle Champions, The Forgotten Realms. Just like The Forgotten Realms, it's got a lot of detail. There's a lot more to it than I could possibly cover in one video. But if you are a Dungeons and Dragons fan, have played the game before, you'll be familiar with some of these concepts. I hope you have a great day, and keep being awesome. Pick that because brow. Get a bonus damage. Not sure how much longer I should let this play. Maybe until I the other characters. Show everybody what they look like. Definitely place her up front. Your last one, Akos, DPS support and gold. He helps gather gold as he kills things. Good DPS. I'm going to swap him out with Calliope when I get him. So as she levels up, she'll get the ability to help those in front of her by healing them, increasing their damage. Yeah, that's about it. When you get to this point, I always choose Master of Piracy. You want that extra gold. So if you're doing farming, that's for those of you who were great enough to stick around to the end of this video. There's a little extra bonus for you. Each of these guys are going to have a special ability. They're going to pop up as you level them up. This first one here is Bash. That comes from Bruenor. The next one you're going to get from Celeste when it gets up to level 50. That's going to be a Flame Strike. Very awesome ability. The next one you're going to get going to come from Nayeli. Going to give you the Banishing Smite. Then from Jarlaxle, of course, you're going to get the Raiding Party. Each of these is at a certain point going to unlock another special ability and upgrades. We're going to increase damage that she does to she helps those in front of her to do. That's generally my course of action with her. Here you get the Impale. With Ashara, you're going to get the Fireball. And it might be a minute before I can get enough gold. And I usually pick this based on what area you're in right now. I'm in the Mad Wizard, so I do come across a lot more Fae here. I could be wrong, but I'm going to pick Fae. And as you level him up, you'll get to a point where you'll get his special ability. Not sure how to find that until I've gotten it, so yeah. That is going to be it for this video, since I don't have the ability to give them levels any faster. There's Makos. If you notice that yellow exclamation mark, that means that a feat is available. At some point you're going to be able to unlock that. I usually pick something that increases the gold or the damage that the entire team does. Just because I'm doing a gem farm right now, I'm just fighting for gems until I get to level 50 or maybe a level 100, depending on when it starts to slow down on me. But that's where I'm going. The next character you're going to unlock is going to be Tyrael, and he is tanking, healing, support. He's kind of really none of those, but more of a support than anything else. He kind of helps everybody a little bit, but I would never use him as a tank. Being a Furbolg, I guess he's a druid. He kind of wants to be up there and helping. So don't rob him of that. So I'd like put him somewhere up here, maybe the mid row. And each character is going to have their own special abilities. They're going to have their own preferences. But this video is running way too long, much longer than I expected. So you all have a great day. Keep being awesome.